What's going on, guys? FASTEST EUC here, and today we're going to be talking about the ExtremeBull Commander GT Pro Plus. This baby right here. I guess first things first, let's talk about what you can expect out of the box. So when you first order this wheel, what you're gonna get is the stock charger. It is a 168 volt 5 amp stock charger. You also get stock pads, and you also get these side pads. They're good. They don't really work as a seat. That's why, I have this custom seat velcroed right on top. But they're good as a side pad, and you don't really feel the wheel digging on your leg. The stock pads, I threw them out. They're doo-doo. They are super hard and rough pads, and they don't stick to the wheel. It's just expect to buy aftermarket pads, because those stock pads are, I can't even talk about them anymore. It comes with a nice headlight, super bright headlight. I'll put a video right here of the headlight. Super bright. There's like a little bit of a yellow and a blue on top. Super cool. It could also flash. Next, we're going to be talking about the stock tire. This is one huge thick tire. I mean, it's not even an exaggeration. This is the biggest tire I've ever seen on an EUC. It's a 100 by 90 Maxxis tire. It's a slick racing street tire. It took a while for me to get accustomed to how the wheel rides with this big tire. But once I got used to it, man, it's just so stable. Especially at the higher speeds this wheel could go up to. I mean, on those upper 50s, you don't feel like, oh my goodness, the wheel's wobbling underneath me, or I feel like I can't go any faster. Yeah, this tire is just super stable. One of my tips would be having your front pads kind of forward a little bit. One, it helps with accelerating. Two would be so that you have more room to kind of adjust your body to how the tire kind of rides. You got to use your body a lot more to turn. I got that tip from a guy on the Roger Charger chat. Yeah, shout out to you if you remember. Yeah, what else can I talk about next? We're gonna talk about the looks. The looks of this wheel. I mean, it looks like this fridge right here. I gotta be honest with myself. What can I say? The spoilers, in my opinion, cool. People say, oh, I'll just take it off, because it's kind of just in the way. For me, it looks cool. It serves no other purpose but just to look cool. You can't raise or what is it? Lift it from here. It'll be from right here. Also get the rear headlight too. Same thing as all the other big old wheels, where it'll kind of blink on one end when you're turning, and it'll blink red when you brake. You get a nice kickstand, nice sturdy kickstand. The front handle, it works good to help you kind of seated ride, and works as something to hold on to when you're seated riding. At least for me, I like holding on to something while I'm riding seated. I like either holding right here or right here. I also stole these kind of studs from my Commander Pro and put them on the front handle, because what I like to do is put it on its front like that and then plug my charger in. Before, what I used to do was just kind of, like that right there. It just is so much hassle. So keeping it on its front like that made everything so much easier as far as plugging the charger in. Next, let's talk about the performance. The performance of this wheel, let me just say, this is the highest performing wheel in the market right now, compared to the Lynx, the Sherman L, the ET Max, EX30. This is the fastest. I've raced them all, and let me tell you, it's the fastest. No one can keep up. And that might be a hard truth for the Leaperkim fans out there, but we'll put these two on a track and, you know, find out. But let me, from my personal experience, this is the fastest wheel. I've gotten this wheel up to about 59 miles per hour. I have my field weakening set to the highest level. I wouldn't recommend it, but that's just what I do, because I don't hard accelerate at those higher speeds, which they claim you sacrifice more torque for higher speed. I haven't noticed it yet. I haven't reached 60s yet, but this wheel can definitely push those higher 60s. Shit, there's been some people that push this wheel to like 70. I don't want to do that, but at least it's good to know that it has those higher limits. Acceleration. If you're strong enough and heavy like me, I'm 6'2" and 220 pounds. I could push this wheel like it's a small wheel. But if you're more on the smaller end, if you don't weigh as much, or you're not that tall, it might be a little difficult for you to get up to speed quicker. Not saying you won't enjoy this wheel, but off the line for you, if you don't have a big build, or big body build, sorry, it might be a little difficult. Braking is amazing. I mean, I'll put a video right here of me braking from 45 to 0. The pedals will do this and not cut out. I'm able to Superman lean at like 40 miles per hour. You kind of got to ease into the higher 50s though. Once you hit 50, you kind of ease off the gas a little bit. You can still keep on pushing, but not that, you know, Michael Jackson. On another note, on the GC Pro Plus firmware, there's this thing where the pedals will tilt forward as you accelerate, or it'll tilt backward as you brake. I like to consider that my acceleration assist, and it really helps. That's also why I have my front pad so far forward. I feel like on the other wheels it doesn't really feel the same accelerating because it doesn't have that kind of assist. I like it. It's just a personal feature that I dig. And yeah, next we're going to talk about the suspension. It's not like the Leaperkim FastEUC suspension. I could tell you that right now. It's not going to be like the Leaperkim FastEUC suspension. Out of the box though, there is this little tool that they give you to adjust the preload underneath these gray knobs. The gray knobs will be for adjusting the compression, and below is where you kind of tighten the springs. Again, won't be as smooth as the FastEUC suspension at all. There are these kind of suspension rods below the pedals that I have an issue with falling out. That will be discussed later in the video when we're talking about the floss. But next, what we're going to be talking about is the battery. So this wheel comes with a 4400 watt hour 50S battery. So it's a huge battery. I get a ton of range. Even when I'm pushing this wheel hard, I'm still getting like 30-40 miles. And I'm talking, I'm hard accelerating, hard braking. 35 to 40 is that kind of range. Now, if you're taking it easy, you know, 30s, lower 40s, and not really doing too much hard accelerating, you'd probably get a good like 60 to 80 miles. Just because I'm heavy and I ride super aggressively, I have my range kind of set to 35-40. I also recently got the 20 amp charge board from Alien Rides, and let me just say, I charged this wheel from 20% to full in under 40 minutes. That is amazing. That's the best feature on this wheel. or second best feature on this wheel. It's just such a huge battery that to be able to charge that fast and be back on the road that quickly, it's just super impressive for me. I'm super happy that ExtremeBull included this with the GT Pro Plus, and yeah. There's no smart BMS. In reality though, who uses the smart BMS? Unless you're like really technical with your batteries, you won't really have any use for the smart BMS. Like I have the veteran links and I've never once looked at the smart BMS chart, so it's like kind of pointless, but you know, some people like those gimmicks, so yeah. If smart BMS is what you want, the V1 version of the GT Pro Plus does not have smart BMS. Okay, well, besides the batteries, I did want to discuss the one issue that I mentioned earlier, which was the suspension rods. So below the pedals, there are two sets of suspension rods on each side. You need to make sure that these are tight, because if they're not tight or they don't have Loctite on the thread before you screw it back in and make sure it's tightly secured, they will fall out while you're riding. I had it happen to me. I was hitting a bunch of bumps and it just unscrewed because I wasn't paying attention to how tight it was. But yeah, as long as you have it secured and it's with Loctite, super tight, you have nothing else to worry about. That was really my main concern with this wheel, was those pedal rods. But yeah, it's alright as long as you make sure that they're tight, and you'll be good to go. Kind of to wrap things up, I did want to cover the GPS and wheel speed kind of comparison. So I'll show a video right here, I guess, of a screen recording between the wheel speed and the GPS speed. You guys will see how accurate it is from the GPS to the wheel speed compared to other wheels. It's some super off number. Like it'll report 45 miles per hour wheel speed, but you're really only going at about 38 miles per hour. So this GT Pro Plus, or the GT Pro Plus, is very accurate to its speed. Alright, so to kind of summarize my first wheel review on the ExtremeBull Commander GT Pro Plus, I want to talk about who should get this wheel. If you're like me, where you want the fastest wheel in existence, you want the fastest wheel to beat all the other wheels, Lynx, L, ET Max, Blitz, this is the wheel to go with. If you want to go super fast and break your limits every time for a long duration of time, and what I mean by long duration, I mean range, without having to stop and charge, this is the wheel to go with. I love this wheel so much, and I can't imagine letting go of this wheel. Unless that big old Panther really is what they're making it out to be, I'm just gonna stick with this baby. But yeah, I love this wheel so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I know it's just been mostly me talking, but hopefully it gets my point across. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe.